what number would you say would be like a good number for people to quote unquote back the truck up?
With gold and silver being relatively flat, when is it a good time to buy silver and gold? How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Empire Precious Metals. Stormy here. If you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy in a bucket talking about precious metals. So make sure you blast that subscribe button, get the bell notification clicked. That way you get updated with any new content. Oftentimes I get the question from people, in particular newer stackers, when is it a good time to buy silver and gold? They get into the hobby and they're unsure whether or not they should be buying in a particular given time. And that's because a lot of people, in my opinion, especially the new people in stacking, they're nervous about buying either silver or gold and watching those spot prices drop. And then they're going to feel like they just bought into a losing investment, that they pretty much bought these precious metals that are just costing them money. However, one thing that we have learned and that we know as stackers is that this is a long-term game. Silver and gold is something that you buy and hold for the long term. So you really shouldn't necessarily be completely hung up on whether or not it's a good time to buy silver and gold. While you do want to save yourself some money, in terms of backing the truck up, when is it a good time to actually buy silver and gold? Well, just right now, in my opinion, I think that you should be stacking modestly. Now, a lot of people, they're going to say, especially the people who are identifying themselves as the silver apes, the people that are really bullish on silver no matter what, they think that silver is going to go to the moon. I'm not one of those people. I don't think it's a losing proposition. I buy the stuff all the time. I sell it all the time for profit. I love the stuff. However, I don't think it's going to go to the moon, at least not anytime soon. A lot of people think that this stuff is undervalued. Whether or not that's legitimate, I don't know. You hear people say that it's not, that it should be valued in the triple digits. Other people say that it's grossly manipulated and that the prices of silver are always going to stay low. My position is that you just need to be steady, and that you shouldn't really get too hung up on the different dips, because a lot of people will say buy the dip. You shouldn't get really hung up on those types of buying opportunities, because 9 times out of 10 those dips are very short-lived, and sometimes the metals dip even further. In fact, I watched some videos from some big YouTube channels who will remain nameless, but they made predictions on the spot prices of silver going much higher, and they said that buying silver at $27, $28 an ounce might be the very last time that you ever see spot prices at those rates, and that people should be buying ASAP. I'm not one of those people. I don't predict metals, and I just believe in the slow and steady wins the race type of attitude when it comes to this stuff. So when is it a good time to buy? In my opinion, I think, at least right now, we saw that gold was at an all-time high about a year or two ago, right? It hit $2077, $2,078 in intraday trading. Right now, it sits at around $1850, $1840 at the time of the recording of this video. Silver, we did see about 10, 12 years ago that it did reach $48, and then it came plummeting down. And just 2 years ago, we saw it in the $12 to $14 range briefly, but you couldn't get the actual physical precious metals anywhere near those prices. Right now, we're sitting at around $22 at the time of the recording of this video. So we're looking at $1850, $1840, and we're looking at around $22. So being that the highs for silver and gold have been significantly higher, I do think that this is a good time to be buying precious metals. In terms of backing the truck up, the only time that I think that, at least for me, that you should back the truck up when it comes to silver is if the silver spot price comes below $20, let's say in the high teens, $17, $18, and then the physical price of metals follows the spot price, like we saw about 5 years ago. we saw that if the spot price was at 15, we would see that physical precious metals like the silver eagles, it would go for like 17.50, $18, $3 over spot. That's when I think it's a great buying opportunity, because for the last 5 years, we have seen precious metals diverge from the spot price, and now we are stuck in this time period where the premiums are significantly higher, and that's just the way it's been. I'm going to quickly get into this conversation with Steve, and then we're going to hop back here, and I'm going to explain a little further as to what types of silver and gold I am buying right now.
Right now, the prices of gold and silver, I mean, they've dropped significantly. I'm not going to ask you as to why this is happening, because, I mean, everybody has their theories. I'm just curious, is this like a good time to buy one over the other? Like, gold is at what, 1850? Yeah, 1851. And what's silver? 22.
22 roughly, yeah.
So, like,
but it's been hovering here for a while, right? It's not going up, it's not going down. It's pretty much holding its own. So you say it goes down significantly.
Right.
I don't know if I'd call that significant. It's not, all right, it's not
from
30
where it was.
Or 26, but it's not like in the teens again. You know what I mean? It didn't like go in half. It's actually holding its own fairly well, in my opinion.
So you don't think that gold, it was almost at 2100, dropping down to 1850?
Yeah, but it spiked up to that level, so it wasn't, it spiked there. It wasn't there
like
any
a true
length of time, yeah. It didn't like establish a new high. It hit a new high, but it didn't establish that.
It was just a quick thing.
This is better. It sat at 1760 for months.
Right.
Late last year, if you remember it correctly. And then it's hit 1800, and it hasn't gone below that.
Right.
It ticked below, but not long enough to do anything. It proved that it didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So honestly, I like what I see. It's strong. Listen, the dollar is being strengthened by the interest rates going up.
Yeah.
So you would say normally it would crush the metals. I don't call this being crushed. I think it's doing what you'd expect it to do with the interest rates going up, the dollar getting a little stronger. It's always inverse for the metals. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not excited about it. And the other thing too, right? Summertime.
Yeah.
Every year, summertime, the prices get lackluster through the summer. It's very typical.
So are we looking forward to like a lot of just hangout time with me? Like we're just gonna there's not gonna be a lot. Now silver, being that it's just at 22, what number would you say would be like a good number for people to quote unquote back the truck up in terms of just like buying up lots and lots of silver? I have a number in mind. I'm curious as to what.
So pre-COVID, I remember actually right when COVID hit, silver dropped down to like $12 real briefly. I mean, I think we could buy it for like $14, $15 an ounce. I did. I backed up the truck. And I was so glad that I did, because remember, it went up to like 30 there for a little while. And all that silver I had, and I sold it off, and I made great profit on it.
You were in a different position, though, the majority of the stackers, because I remember a lot of the online retailers, those spot prices did drop, but they held firm with their premiums.
They did, but there was a time when it sort of did chase it back down again.
Yeah.
But not long. But there was that little dip as a time.
Right.
You need to be super active. And again, what are you thinking about overall? It's a few dollars up or down.
Yeah.
Silver hasn't done much. So it's hard to say.
It's just like this steady, just kind of like just flat. Like
Sooner or later, it's got to do it. It has to do it at some point.
I mean, you would think it would. There's been a lot of indicators that would say, yeah, like especially during the pandemic, But I'm surprised. I'm in agreement with you. I think anything in the teens to get back down there, I think that's a great opportunity because we haven't been there in years.
That's provided the premiums come with it. You know what I mean? But
yes.
That's a lot of people don't understand what's going on right now. What we're looking at spot price, that's paper prices.
Right.
That's contract prices. That's not physical silver prices. I can't buy silver the way I used to buy silver. It's not a thing.
Right.
We used to buy it $1 under, sell it $1 over. That was the spread. Not anymore. If I could buy silver at $1 over, I'd be
oh my God.
I'd be super happy.
Yeah.
Not happening.
I would love the days of $2.50 over spot for Eagles again.
Yeah.
And
those days are probably over.
Oh, I would agree with you 100%. Yeah. And I'm glad that I got into stacking when I did, and I only wish that I was stacking sooner, because then I could have been, more in tune and awakened and educated on it.
Yeah, but think about something too, right? So I think I said this before on the channel, is that I was buying gold when it was it just broke over $1,000.
Yeah,
$1,050. I remember it was $1,100, man. That was a big deal. I paid $1,300 right not too long after that. I paid $1,300 an ounce. And I was like, man, hope I'm not screwing up, because it had just been $9.50.
Yeah.
And guess what? Here it is sitting around the $18.50 mark. I mean, it's a long-term game. You got to remember that. Everybody's micromanaging the metals right now. Look at it in the overall trend over time. When I graduated school in '96, it was $4 an ounce.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's not too bad.
What do you think gold could hit in terms of pulling back prices? Like, how far down do you think we could see it? Do you think we could see it back into the 16s?
We're pretty much. I don't see that.
No.
It's sat at 1760 forever.
Yeah.
That's like the next major resistance point. I don't see it getting lower than that.
Okay.
I just don't. I mean, I could see it dipping down below 1800 for maybe a short amount of time, potentially.
Right.
Here I am predicting. That's the worst thing, because every time I do this, it does exactly the opposite.
Not true. No, you said that you think gold is going to hit 2100. It got to 2078. You were
that was
very
in the short
close.
term. Definitely. But
You were
everything
very
was there
close.
for that. Almost had to. So.
And I have only asked you, I think this may have been only the second time I've asked you for any sort of predictions, and you've been 1 for 1 so far. So
I could
let's
see a little more softening in the metals. I
Yeah.
could see that happening a lot, not really.
Right.
And again, this is paper. You're looking at spot price. We're not
Yes.
looking at the physical, because it seems like every time the spot price drops down further and further, the premiums go up and up.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking my premiums. I'm talking about on the wholesale level. That's the big distributors
Right.
that are selling to guys like myself.
Right.
So they're really just correcting for whatever volatility there is.
Right. Well, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on everything. Hey, man, I really appreciate the time, and I'll talk to you next week.
You bet, man.
Later.
Be good.
All right, so there you have Steve's take on buying silver and gold. Now, when it comes to buying gold, I am going to make a video on this in the future, more specifically about this this type of gold, the collectible gold, the gold that I drop onto the desk. The reason I am buying this stuff here, yes, these coins, they carry a high premium. However, some of these coins you can actually get for less than a gold eagle. And if you're one of those people that think that gold is gold, well then why not in this situation buy a coin that's government minted? In this case, what is this? 3 9's fine, 4 9's fine. Buy some gold that's government minted and you can get for less than gold eagles, and on top of that, you're diversifying the appeal of your stack. There's something else to look at when you are pulling out your gold coins. It gets boring to look at gold eagles and buffaloes. So this is one of the reasons that I've been buying this stuff, and I'll get into this again in another video. Same with silver. You can get relatively good amount of different types of silver coins right now for an equal amount, if not less, than silver eagles and other government bullion coins like maple leafs and kangaroos, things like that. You could get some silver coins that have different designs on them that are semi-numismatic, and they carry a similar premium. So why not, right? So I hope this video helped you guys out when it comes to when the timing should be right for you to buy silver and gold. I don't necessarily believe in the whole backing the truck up and buying those dips, etc. But I'm curious as to what your thoughts are on buying silver and gold. When do you think it's the best time to buy? Let us know in the comments down below. And I would like to quickly thank these elite channel supporters. And if you haven't already become a channel member, please check out the awesome perks and join today. With that, this is Empire Precious Metals. Until next time, long live the Empire.